Hi, in this video we are going to look at the trigeminal nerve, which is the fifth cranial nerve that receives the different sensation from the face, and it has three branches. So here we draw the face, and let's put the first branch of the trigeminal nerve. So here is the ophthalmic nerve that has the other branches or the fibers. So here is the frontal nerve, and here is the lacrimal nerve, and here is the nasociliary nerve. These three nerves together will make the ophthalmic branch of the trigeminal nerve, which will give the fiber back to the trigeminal ganglion. So here is the trigeminal ganglion. So we have the second one, which is the maxillary branch, and maxillary and ophthalmic branch, they are purely sensory. They do not have the motor fibers. So let's look at the maxillary branch. It has the infraorbital fibers coming and the supraalveolar fibers, and together they make the maxillary branch, and which goes back to the trigeminal ganglion. So here is the infraorbital nerve, and this is the supraalveolar nerve. And then we have the mandibular branch, which is mixed. It has motor as well as sensory fibers. So it receives the fiber from the tongue, the mylohyoid, and the lower jaw. So mylohyoid nerve, the infraalveolar nerve, and the lingual nerve together make the mandibular branch of the trigeminal nerve. So let's look at the different sensations that they receive. So here we write the different sensation: the pain, temperature, pressure, touch, and proprioception. So all these different nerves receive from different part of the face these sensations. So let's look at the trigeminal ganglion. If we write here the trigeminal ganglion, this is the ophthalmic branch, the maxillary and mandibular branch, and here is the trigeminal ganglion. So this is the trigeminal ganglion with the V1, V2, and V3, the different branches of the trigeminal nerve. So the red one, the fibers that I'll put here in red, they receive the pain and temperature, and the green will receive the pressure and touch, and the blue proprioception. So these different branches will receive the different fibers coming to the trigeminal ganglion. Now the ophthalmic branch will receive all these sensations from here, and then under it will be received by the maxillary branch and then mandibular branch. So V1 will receive all these sensations, V2 and V3 from different part of the face, and they will bring it to the trigeminal ganglion. From the trigeminal ganglion, they will take to the trigeminal nuclei. So here is the main nucleus of the trigeminal system, and on top it has the mesencephalic part of this nucleus, and under it has the spinal part of this nucleus. Now the fibers that take in the pain and temperature, it will have a ciliary body in the trigeminal ganglion, and it will give the fiber to the spinal part of the nucleus. Okay, from the different branches of the trigeminal, all the pain and temperature fiber will go down there and to the spinal nuclei, and then the pressure and touch, they will also have a ciliary body, and they will give the fiber to the main nucleus of the trigeminal system. While the proprioception, the fibers, they will not have a ciliary body in the ganglion. So they will bypass the trigeminal ganglion, and they will give the fiber to the mesencephalic part, and these are the unipolar neurons. And now these are the first order neuron coming in this pattern and taking different sensation to the trigeminal nucleus. Now, if we put this trigeminal nucleus in a brainstem, so let's draw here a brainstem and then show how this nucleus is in the brainstem. So if we look at here we have the main nucleus of the trigeminal system, and on top is the mesencephalic, which go into the midbrain, and then we have the spinal nucleus, which go down and reaching the upper part of the spinal cord and crossing the medulla. And here is the sensory root of the trigeminal system, which is formed by different fibers, so the maxillary, the ophthalmic, and the mandibular branches. So now here are the different fibers coming: pain, touch, or the proprioception and other sensations coming. And the first order neuron, when they terminate, the second order neuron will cross the median line, and they will go to the from right to the left, from left to the right. And this track is called the trigeminal lemniscus, which will give the fiber up to the thalamus. In the thalamus, they will terminate in the ventro-posteromedial nucleus of the thalamus, okay? And then from there, the third order neuron will give the fiber to the cortex. So this is the sensory system. Now the trigeminal system has, or the nerve has, the motor fiber as well. So it has a motor nuclei, okay? So if we look at the motor nuclei here, it will go along the mandibular nerve. So the mandibular nerve is mixed. It has motor as well as sensory fibers. The other two are purely sensory. So the motor fiber will supply the muscles of mastication and the tensor tympani, the tensor villi palatini, mylohyoid muscle, and the interior belly of digastric muscle. So this is the trigeminal nerve and different branches with sensory and motor fibers.